But yeah. It was. I'm in the mood for changing everything around. Just getting everything and just moving it all around. Bum, 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 bum. Good to hear. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's summer. It's summer. I kind of want to get away from this window. Because it's a little bit hot. So I like just turn the whole setup round. Look in that direction. Let's go. Hero. How's it going, sir? Greetings. I'm not gonna lie, last week's D&D session didn't go to plan. Mostly because of the lack of prep on my side. May 20th for Daggerheart, it's in 10 days, 21 hours. That's crazy. That is crazy. I got an email today saying Beacon, Critical Role's online subscription service, is a year old. That's crazy. Like, where has the past year gone? I feel like I was reporting on that like 2 months ago. Oh, you're done as a sub? Teacher came back? How was the experience in general, though? What happened last session? Well, the party decided to take They took a submarine. They went in a submarine that got attacked by a Slard that kind of like an alien vibe. And in fact, the players were like, this is like Alien Isolation. And I think half of them loved it, the half who were like gamers. And then the other half were like scared. It was good. And I decided last minute, like I got halfway through, the whole thing was supposed to be like kind of a one shot all on this submarine. And then it became very clear that they were going to like explore the submarine and do everything they needed to do in like the first half of this session. And I had to add more to it. So I thought it'd be fun. I also wanted to do this. I made it so that it's this whole complex thing that I don't need to get into, but the submarine was being ran by a bunch of pirates, fundamentally, who stole a submarine. They didn't really know how it worked. It was a fantasy magic submarine, but they stole it and they're using it for smuggling things. And when the submarine got attacked, it returned back to where it was created, which is this underground lab facility by these very, like, you know, like government, shady military types. And the whole lab has been evacuated. And it's where the creature came from that's attacking the submarine. So this session is them in the lab now, walking around. It's gonna be cool. It's very cool vibes. I was thinking of doing like a, you know, in movies and TV shows where they go into like an underground lab and like they're discovering everything for the first time and they're trying to work out what happened, and it's empty, or maybe there's some dead bodies around, and they find like an old school projector, and they put a projector on. And the projector comes up and it's some guy in a lab coat that's like, welcome to facility 2121. And here you're going to be experimenting on the DNA from the Slard and blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to think of a way to do a projector type situation in a fantasy world. I'm thinking like a crystal ball or something. Silence. Ah, we're prep buddies. I love it. No Gown, I've been prepping for my session 1 of Curse of Strahd, second group, and you pop up. Here I am. Let's prep together, guys. You had maths. I hope next year you'll get to teach science. I hope you do too. If that's where your passion lies. It's very alien coded. I dig it. Yeah, this is fundamentally a little side quest where it's just alien. You were paid more than half her salary for the 3 weeks you were there. I love the concept of that projector. Yeah. And I figured this would be a great time to like do a 5-room dungeon, right? Because I've never really played around with that or like looked at that on the channel. So it'd be fun to learn about the 5-room dungeon and then incorporate it into this sesh. Fallout vibes as well, yeah. Fallout vibes, and even like Lost. You know when they find the hatch and they're trying to work out what the hatch is? Also, as I was saying earlier, the music is different on stream. This is more the music I use during when I'm filming, and it may be a little bit I don't know. It's half fantasy music that you could play D&D to, and then it's half like Electric Swing and Jive, which is probably a bit weird, and I might take the Electric Swing out. What do you mean? Can you guys hear the music? I guess is my question now. Can you guys hear music behind me? Oh, you're talking about ads, yeah. Yeah, Twitch has had commercials for a decade? Yeah, I'm not sure if this music in particular suits it, but we'll see it. It's going to jump around between fantasy, medieval, Ren Fair music and Cirque du Soleil music, so. But that's what my videos do. Good. Yeah, let me know if it's too loud. All the normal jazz. I need to set the mood well, if I was setting the mood for where my players are right now, it would be pure horror vibes. How to do project in fantasy, an animated painting, illusionary figures, magic mouth spell on an animated mannequin. That is fun. That is fun. In my mind, I had the idea of having like some kind of device that when one of the players touched it, that player alone would have like a vision of what the projector is showing, but they can't move and they don't know what's happening in their surroundings when they're in this vision. And as they're having the vision, I would have an alien creature like trying to get into the room. So the other players are like panicking and they're trying to wake up the guy having a vision, but the guy having the vision's stuck in the vision until it's over. I think that could be fun. How does the Occultus Thalamus work again? Can you remind me? Overall, run your streams like you run your sessions. Pure chaos. The facility is kind of steampunky. It's kind of like a... actually, if in my mind, like, think Bioshock. You know the Bioshock city? Think Bioshock, but like where there's lights or electronics, there's like torches or like dwarven devices. But also I can see it having like an arcane vibe as well, for sure. Oh, I love that silence. I love that it can be multiple of these memory shards around that they have to collect, and they get more information every time they find one. Oh my God, silence, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm noting that down now. Yeah. If it's a 5-room dungeon, they find 4 memory shards of person talking about facility in final room, corpse of person. It's been a while, so it's just going to be a skeleton, but he's going to have the name tag that they always see. I love that so much. Silence, Jesus. Wait, should I play Bioshock? Yes, Nomad, you should play Bioshock. You can have an autonomous armor controlled by and commanded by a beholder brain. Yeah, I think these memory... I'm going to go with the memory shards as these devices that they pick up. But it's just going to be like, I guess, like a hologram type situation that comes out of it and shows the guy talking. I think that's like the easiest path of least resistance for it. With pieces of the occultist lamps to reassemble the completed device which shows the events. You guys, in the Prometheus movie, there's this whole section where Fassbender, I just remember him walking around like the corridors, and it shows this holographic blue overlay of what was happening in the past, and I kind of like that idea too. I like that hero. There's not going to be any moonlight. This facility is deep under the ocean, by the way. But maybe I can make them pump spell slots into it. No, because most of my players aren't magic users, so it'd be unfair just on the one magic user. Will it be forced into each room? Well, we're going to find out. Just so everyone knows, today is going to be the first time I'm going to be prepping using the 5-room dungeon, which has been a staple in D&D since like the start of time. And it was created by this dude, or popularized by him, I should say, John 4. And this is his website where he talks about it. So I'm kind of going to learn about it as we go. I've kind of been interested in the 5-room dungeon for a while, but its very name made me think that like it's potentially kind of constraining and railroady. But I figured it was time to try prepping with it. I've also seen a bunch of really good YouTube videos about it recently as well. So yeah, it should be fun. 5-room dungeon makes me feel more like an escape room rather than a dungeon. Well, it works really well here because they're in the facility, they're deep underwater, and there's only one way out, and it's on the other side of the facility. So it kind of is going to be railroady, I think, just as is. But I'm going to leave what they can do completely open. Like, there has to be the possibility that they can self-destruct the place, right? There has to be. Would have been cooler if his name was John 5. Leave the guy alone, okay? Leave the guy alone. If it's deep underwater, you can have some bioluminescent creature being a source of light, or at least some collection of chemicals. Living glow sticks. I like that as well. That's very cool. Yeah. Yeah. I think dim lighting, emergency lighting. So the underground facility has been created by dwarfs. And I believe I want elves. I've not thought this through. I believe I want elves to be like the science part of it, and the dwarfs are like the engineering side of it. So I wanted to come up with a good name for a some kind of like corporation that is testing on magical creatures. And I came up with like Mason Industries. Mason Industries. I don't know if I pulled that out of somewhere or stolen that from somewhere. I know Black Mason is the military thing in Half-Life, right? Or in Portal, in one of those. Maestro Inc. Yeah. But I kind of like Mason Industries, and it's like an elven dwarven corporation, but they're evil. They're evil. They're like Team Rocket evil. Oh, Black Mesa is Half-Life. Ah. I'm going to go with Mason Industries then. I feel like Mason Industries is maybe something out of Marvel that makes... is he like the bad guy from Iron Man 1 or something? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to get copyrighted. A little obvious path isn't bad though. I'm a big fan of open world X, but railroading ain't an issue when done in context. Yeah, it's gonna be one session. Once they get out of this, the new like continent they get to is gonna really open up, and they're gonna have a lot of choice. Aqua, Arcane questing Umbral Agency. Very good, Stone Knife. Nah, Hammer is the bad guy in Iron Man. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know where I got Mason from, but I'll take it. Hey Phil, what are we listening to today? We're listening to a bunch of different songs. This one's called Dinomatic by Martin Landstrom. It's just my Epidemic Sound subscription that I'm subscribed to. I can play all this music. It's kind of what I use in my videos, so I've shifted. It's going to jump between high fantasy music, like it's playing now, and electric boogaloo music, just to really throw Spanish into the work. Fog doesn't feel right. I want my players to panic from darkness, and it just doesn't happen. Imagine layouts is important, e.g. most Skyrim rooms are loops which have a secret opening to get back to the start, or will it be linear? I can tell you what I want the setup to look like. So, rooms, this is before you've even looked at how it works, but this is kind of, room 1, 2, 3. Room 1 is where they start. Now, room 1 is submarine docking bay 1, right? And think of it as just a line, just in your minds. And this is far left. This is where the submarine docks that they came on. And there's an alien creature. Well, alien, it's a slard. But the alien creature is on the submarine, and they got off the submarine, they locked it in, but it's about to escape, right? And then the next room going to the right, whether or not these rooms link to each other in other ways, we can get to, but the next room is going to be like, I guess, barracks, areas where scientists sleep, scientists eat, the canteen, the bathrooms. And the barracks is going to be where like the player's going to learn a bit more about the people who worked here and find out that it's completely empty with 1 or 2 corpses, right? And then 3 is going to be, let's say, like I guess the main lab. And then this is going to be where they learn that Mason Industries has been experimenting on a slard. It's abandoned. It's abandoned. Yeah. So this place was trying to create a new D&D monster, and it escaped. So they evacuated. It killed a few people, and they never went back. Fundamentally, they never went back. They never thought the creature would escape from this underground lab. Maybe we say there was a self-destruct that had been set, but it malfunctioned and stopped. So they all left thinking it was going to explode, and it never did. Super slard, yes. Insert shape to do a diagram. Yeah, we can, I mean, it's just boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so... La la la. Where do I insert shape? Actually, though. But really, we can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this. In a way, we'd like... So, dock 1. Barracks. Lab. Offices. Dock 2. Dock 2 has another submarine. They can get out that way. So they start literally here at Dock 1 and have to work their way through. What's up, Schmer? Welcome in. A mess hall. Yeah, I think in the barracks will be like the mess hall as well. But yeah, that will be the 5 rooms. And like we said, at each room, the players can find these memory shards that show like a hologram of a man in a lab coat, an elf in a lab coat who's like doing the orientation for new scientists and workers to this ocean base. And he's like, hey, we'll think of a name, and welcome in. Please do not touch the specimen. You are under strict orders not to talk about this, blah, blah, blah. And every room they'll find a new shard. And this guy, let's call him Bob for now, keeps giving them more information and is like, I'll try and make him a cool guy. And then, yeah, in Dock 2, they'll find a body, a skeleton with the name tag Bob on there. Phil, if you want to make this interesting, add an oxygen deprivation that escalates with time. It's like another issue they need to face during the dungeon. I like that as like a complication. Yeah. Oxy running out. My only issue is it's been abandoned for some time. What happens to oxygen if it's not breathed? Like if you put a submarine at the bottom of the ocean with like 5 hours of oxygen in it. Obviously, if humans were there, they'd breathe it and breathe out carbon dioxide and ruin the whole thing. But if it's just down there, does anything happen? It becomes stale, but still there, right? But does stale cause issues? Breathing it. Ocean would corrode metals over time. Thank you, guys. This is why streaming prep time is so perfect. I've got a think tank. It's brilliant. What's up, Doodle Dave? Want to know what a real lab looks like? I studied in one. I want to know what a real, like, evil underwater fantasy magic lab would look like, Hero, if you've got any advice there. Memory shards are official D&D, just so you know. What do memory shards do? Memory shards. D&D. Now I'm too far that way. Yeah, you're right, Hero. That we can't do the oxygen thing because that creature. Well, that creature is also amphibious now, so maybe it's breathing water. Should use my Prime sub for me. Nomad, you use the Prime sub on someone that you want to support. It's fine if it's not for me. Just don't give it to a jerk, you know? Don't give it to a big streamer. I don't watch anyone else, though. Then yeah, give it to me. What are you talking about? Thank you for the Prime sub, Nomad. I appreciate it. No, you still extract oxygen from the water, and that water needs to get its oxygen from somewhere. Oh, we hit a new sub goal. Thank you. Richpad, hello. Jimmy switching over to Twitch. Yeah, come over to Twitch. What are we doing today? We're prepping. We're prepping for my session tonight, and we're doing it 5-room dungeon style. Wait, technically you could have oxygen tanks as part of the lab. Alright. The Bard's Forge, thank you for the Prime subscription. Holy crap. It's underwater, I assume it's too deep for lights to get through and cut. Alright, the hype train started. This happens every time we prep. It's a fantasy game. My players aren't scientists. I need more emotes, man. I know. I need to stream more as well. But yes, you're right. Officially open for recommendations for D&D based or fantasy based emotes. I think maybe like a wand casting a spell or something like that. But okay, let's not get bogged down in what happens to oxygen when water is around. I was looking at memory shards. Are you sure memory shards are a thing in D&D? I'm getting memory stone. I'm getting... They're in Baldur's Gate? What do they do in Baldur's Gate? Memory shards, BG3. Alright. Either way, I'm stealing them, and in my mind, they're gonna work. They get touched, and a little hologram pops out of the guy talking. Alright. Okay. 5-room dungeon rooms. The ultimate guide to 5-room dungeons. Room 1 is entrance and a guardian. How does that work? There needs to be a reason why your dungeon hasn't been plundered before, or why the PCs are the heroes for the job. A guardian or challenge at the entrance is a good justification why the location remains intact. Also, a guardian sets up early action to capture players' interest and energize the session. So this is perfect. So in room 1, which is dock 1, they just arrived on a submarine. They've got out the submarine. They've slammed the door shut. There is a creature on the submarine attacking them. So what's going to happen is the Slard is going to escape the sub and attack the players running away when it loses a quarter of its health. It's gonna run because Slard regenerate health like every round, so it's gonna be fine. It's going to run into a vent that only it can get into in the ceiling, and then that's going to set up the whole, like, the idea that they're in this facility and there's an alien creature in the vents. Slard escapes into vents. And if they do something crazy like trap it or kill it, I'm just going to have a second Slard already on the base, because they were experimenting on multiple Slards, potentially. If they don't kill it, there's only one Slard. If they do kill it or capture it or really do something bad to it, there's 2 Slards. Emo idea, beholder with glasses on each eye. Love it. Now I should start with a puzzle, not a combat. Well, it's going to be a very quick combat, and then there's going to be a puzzle to get out the dock. And the puzzle to get out the dock, like get through the first door, is going to be... it's going to be to move into next section. Dwarven language manual tells them how to open door, or Arcana / investigation check on door, or sleight of hand if they. I'd give the rogue DC 16 will open it. What classes my players play? We have a rogue, a cleric / monk, multiclassing. We have an artificer who won't be around today, so I'm just gonna have to have them in like quietly in the back lines. Then a barbarian and a fighter. The barbarians and fighters fighter are both very new to D&D, so I'm trying to keep things like not too complex. But yeah, so that's room 1. What else to say about room 1? Room 1 challenges. The entrance is trapped. The entrance is cleverly hidden. The entrance requires a special key, such as a ceremony, command word, or physical object. Yeah, I like... we'll either open it by affecting... or by... manipulating the lock, or finding key card on corpse in room. So it can also be a perception check. Yeah. Artificer decides to hold back and scavenge parts from... Yeah, he messaged me and he was like, my character can just hide in a vent or hide in a locker because he's played Alien Isolation. That's what they do. No, there's no Tessinus. Tessinus doesn't exist in my world. You're so black here. You use as an age fantasy or classic magic. Yeah, this is like technomancy for sure. But I should say that all this has a very strong fantasy feel to it. It is closer to something like Arcane, where it's like a mix of technology, but it's closer to the fantasy side. Like all the lights in this place are going to be like magically lit by torches, you know. And the whole lab is like made of metal and stone. Yeah, like Warforged style stuff. Yeah. If you have science questions, let you know. I will do, Hero. I will do. Hear me out. The door will be somewhat corroded due to rust. So, like, technically, you could make it something you could break open using a strength check. Yeah, strength as well. They can do anything to get through this door, this first door. Well, athletics. Yeah, this might be one of those things where I leave it so open. I'm just like, the door's closed. Do you guys want to try anything at all? So Forget the oxygen thing. Forget the oxygen. Maybe we use the oxygen in just one of the rooms. The torches are magic torches, so when it detects movement, they light up. So imagine they go into a room, and they all flicker on, like starting from close to them and moving with them. So the place is very dark, apart from their direct area, which always has like torches light up around them. But yeah, you're right. And if I was trying to be as realistic as possible, the torches would definitely eat up oxygen. Yes, emergency. Yes, yes, Nomad. I love that. Emergency first aid box equals 5 water breathing potions and 1 common health potion. I'll keep them off my back for getting things. Do I have battle maps yet? No, I've got. I'm gonna have to open up my my low-key battle map stuff and find some, and also I might just build out the dungeon using warlock tiles. It won't look like an underground oceanic base, but it should get the job done. Getting that trust a bit, yeah, before I whip out the rug from underneath them. Yeah, I like the water. Okay, well, this is room 1. So that's a good room 1. What else does the 5-room dungeon say? Room 1 is also your opportunity to establish a mood and theme to your dungeon, so dress it up with care. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think room 1's done. Okay, room 2, puzzle or roleplay challenge. Oh, also, memory shard 1. The memory shard 1, it'll talk about Mason Industries and the development of this lab, a collaboration between dwarves and elves. Info players get. They are in a secret underground lab. And no one knows it exists. That's the information they get from the first memory shard. Do I have time to print them if I try to design? No, no, Mad. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. I wouldn't have time, and it's fine. Well, thank you though. Then each of those rooms will be specifically equipped for a specific field of study. Yeah, we'll see what we do with the oxygen. We'll see what we do. Bob should... Yeah, I like Bob. I think Bob... The way I'm going to play Bob is that he's reading a script, but he keeps getting the words wrong in the cutest way. And then you hear people off camera, off memory shard, being like, it's this word, not that word. And Bob just being like, oh, I'm so stupid. It's like, Bob, it's fine. Like, I'm going to make him so cute. He's going to be like a little... Maybe I'll make him a little dwarf dude who's just like... Yeah, just trying his best. Just trying his best. This was his big chance. He posted what a lab lives would like. I'll check that out in a bit. Thank you, though. Okay. Room 2, puzzle or role-playing challenge. Yeah, Bob's going to be... Oh, I feel bad. He's dead. He's dead on arrival. So room 2, the PCs are victorious over the challenge of the first room and are now presented with a trial that cannot be solved with steel. This keeps problem solvers in your group happy and breaks the action up for good pacing. Make room 2 a puzzle, skill-based or role-playing encounter if possible. Room 2 should shine the limelight on different PCs than room 1. Change gameplay up and offer variety between the challenge at the entrance and the challenge at the end. Note if room 1 was the type of encounter, then feel free to make room 2 combat. Room 2 should allow for multiple solutions. Okay, I need a puzzle, guys. And how would the puzzle fit in the barracks? Puzzle, have to answer questions related to Memory Shard 1 or other information they found out previously. Yeah, I like the idea of that they have to route through, because room 2 is the barracks, right? Where like the mess hall is and where like the bed chambers are. And I like the idea that they have to like route through everything and find information. Maybe it's a code on a door? So room 2 is simply barracks. The door needs a code to get through. We'll think about what we can do with that in a second, but also info here from belongings is that elves and dwarves worked here together. Maybe they found a diary or something. A diary talks about how a lab assistant does not trust Mason Industries. Also, I don't know if you guys remember this from like my last sessions, but in this world there are these things called world hearts, which are so powerful that they can level the players up. There's going to be a world heart in here as well that's being investigated on. So, information about Red Rock being kept in offices for safety. More like Slad Heart. I've thought about doing that, but I've done that in the past where like monsters have had a world heart as their own heart and they just have to kill the monster for it. Though that would be better because then they have to kill a Slad. Yeah, okay. About Red Rock being implanted. Oh, no, about Red Rock being experimented on. Let's not give it. Let's keep this place simple. So, oh my god, do I know how to spell? So that's just gonna be like, okay, so there's a world heart here as well. When am I streaming till? I'm streaming till... It's not going to be a long one. Maybe just like another hour or so. We'd better if you had to put on PPE to get in. I wouldn't want to drink a concoction to get to work. Wait, what do you mean by PPE? And that's what helps them bring the Slad to life or strengthen it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You might borrow the world heart idea. Honestly, it's so good because the players will just go for the world hearts and you can put them in different places. So it's really good. Oh, right. Yeah. I do like that idea. Like the lab area is like a kind of toxic place. Well, hold on. We need a puzzle. How do they get through this door? What is, like, I want something with symbols. Now, do I just do a straight intelligence check? So we kind of did that in the last one. For getting through the first door. Maybe the door has PPE. Maybe. I actually think what we do is we put, like, the door's not the puzzle. The door needs a red key card. Motion detector that only allows the appropriate member of staff in. Misty step. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's even better. That's even better, actually, yeah. Not a turret, though. It's going to be more magical than that. In Baldur's Gate 3, they use those, like, totem statue things with, like, like, fireballs out of their eyes. Yeah. The hero, that's really good, but they just go and get the clothes and walk through, right? So what I'm thinking is that there's multiple ways to get through this door. And one way is ways to get through door. Break into a safe in someone's room and retrieve their VIP keycard, which will work. And I do like that idea, like when players move to door, statue at the side fires a firebolt at them. Ways to get through the door: break into safe in someone's room and retrieve their VIP key card. Like you said, like blink or something, find way around statue. Like there could be other ways. I'm kind of just gonna let them figure that out, and then I'm gonna make that up as we go. We'll see what we come to together. I don't think any of my players can Misty Step. Rumor control. Post in the barracks from Alien 3? What do you mean by that, lady? No lab would have a security system lethal to the employees. This is an evil lab, and it's experimenting on very evil creatures. So I don't think it's insane to say that they could have something set up as a deterrent for going into areas they shouldn't be going in. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with like improvising that as well in general. I think that's enough information for that. But also in this section, there's going to be another memory shard. Bob talks about the work-life balance. So this is kind of going to be a dumb one, just to, be like, yo, thank you for working here. Here at Mason Industries, we're not just scientists, we're a family. So I just to find Bob's diary. Yeah, I can put stuff in there like that. I don't mind. Yeah. I think that's okay for that room for now. We can come back. Let's do room 3. Trick or setback. He's going to talk about his life as an orphan or something. Yeah. Just the saddest story possible. Alright, so room 3 is the lab, so it's kind of a big one. So for room 3, the purpose of this room is to build tension Do this using a trick, trap, or setback. For example, after defeating a tough monster, the players think they've finally found the treasure and achieved their goal. They learn they've been tricked and the room is a false crypt. Depending on your game system, use this room to cater to any player or character types not yet served by the first two areas. Alternatively, give your group a double dose of gameplay that they enjoy the most, such as more combat or role-playing. Trick or setback. I like the idea of this being a trap room, actually. Players could learn about the security system and reactivate a hand horror security guard. It could be pointed to the Slard and help the players, or the players could mess up and fight it, not realizing. My only issue is having too many fights in this, having too much combat. A trick could be something which, like, there's a potion rack, reuse the random potions from the last stream to make it. Yeah, that's not bad actually. But they've done the potions thing. They've done it already. I think the trick or setback is this is one of the main rooms. So info in here. They put the world heart into the Slard's head. And also there's going to be a map. In fact, I'm going to put that in room 2 also. Just map of entire facility. So they know that they have to get all the way to Dock 2 to escape, potentially. Lab. Info in here. They put the world heart into the Slard's head. Place was evacuated. Like, what other information can I give? Yes, yeah. Find corpses of other creatures. I like that a lot as well. More info about the Slard. That it infects hosts with eggs. All that good stuff. Because they don't know much about the Slard still. In the last session on the sub, one of the NPCs had an egg in their stomach and it was phenomenal. It was great. Yeah, info in here. Put the world heart into the... It's actually spelled world heart, but yeah. That infects hosts with eggs. And then memory shard equals Bob telling them what to do in the worst scenario in head office is self-destruct. So now they know that they can, if they want to, blow the whole place up. But they won't want to do that until they killed the Slard. So what I'm hoping is this leads to the players coming up with a way to ambush the Slard. To, like set up a trap for the Slard, which is funny. The Slard, it exists in nature, but they're from, in D&D lore, they're from the realm of Limbo, which is just this insane realm. So they don't exist in the world as is. There's maybe only been one or two that have ever made it over out of Limbo, and this is one of them. I feel like there is a significant misunderstanding of what a lab is for. Yeah, Hero, this is a fantasy D&D lab, which is just serving a experiment kind of place. I wouldn't worry about it too much. A simple, fun trap idea is there's a central area in which you step too close to a control panel type thing, which spills acid or something, which can be used to lure or harm the Slard later. Maybe I'm just waffling. No, I like that idea a lot. Welcome back, Doodle. But it is true. The trap in here could be very simple, that once they listen to the memory shard of Bob, it activates... Because this lab's obviously malfunctioning, right? It's old, it's broken. So this activates shutdown in the room. Doors close. Oxygen running out. And we'll say that in other areas they have like a magical thing that creates oxygen. And in this room, that's shut off. So they can either try and fix oxygen generator or break through the door. Door. Do my players ever watch your streams? I've told them not to watch a stream where I'm prepping. But yes, they've popped in and said hi occasionally. Right. So that's room 3. Shard. Trap. More information about what they're facing. Okay, so what's next up? Room 4. Climax, big battle, or conflict. Okay, I think to understand what happens in this, we need to look at what Room 5 is. Room 5, reward, revelation, plot twist. Alright, so Room 4 is... Oops. Offices. Yeah. Plot twist is bad. I think they're gonna guess this twist, but I'm still gonna do it. Who knows? Maybe I'll decide last minute. Maybe they get to the sub and Bob is in like a cryogenic sleep on the sub because he couldn't escape in time. So he's there and he's alive. Like, if my players really like him and really want him to be alive, I'm not going to take that away from him. So we'll decide in a moment. Alright, so room 4, climax, big battle, or conflict. In the offices, there is a main office room with a self-destruct console. They can choose the timer up to 5 minutes. And then also in the office, the Slard. The Slard starts to hunt them. They can choose to fight the Slard here or return to an older room or move into the final room 5 to fight the Slard. So we should put cool stuff in each room. Like, we've got the security door that we looked at in the first room, in the second room, that could be used. And then I think in the lab, maybe I will put vials of acid in the lab. Hanging from the ceiling is tanks of acid that fed into some kind of tube, like experimentation thing, so they could go into the lab and shoot the acid so it drops on the creature. That could be cool. Wait, if the self-destruct failed last time, why would it work now? We don't know. We don't know. I'll probably just roll to see if it works or not. Maybe instead of crying, it's a very, very powerful Feign of Death spell. Yeah, it's very good. Have a fake Bob Death. Yeah. Yeah, test tubes of animals. Yeah. Kind of. Some kind of contraption. Like, doesn't really matter. We just want the acid to be up there. Yeah, we can have them fix it. You are right. That's a good one, yeah. There's many officers with this self-destruct code. Terminal is busted. Intelligence slash Arcana checks could fix it. And depending on what level they fix it is how long, like, if roll gets lower than 5, self-destruct starts again from 1 minute. I like that a lot, actually. If below 10, they can set self-destruct for 1 minute. If above 10, 3 mins. If above 15, 5 mins. I understand that's all gibberish, but it makes sense to me. Yeah, 15 minutes. That's actually so fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I kind of hope they roll. And if it's if they roll a 1, it's like 10 seconds. Your character, if you remember the name, has a pet mimic called Luggage. Are you going for Vince Wind vibes? We'll be sick if the entire lab was just one giant acid trap. A very obvious lever close to the center has no traps associated. As soon as they pull it, metal bars drop in front of all exits and fill rooms. That should be what the acid should be. Actually, let me go back. Tanks of acid that are rigged to drop on area that holds creatures. So they're fundamentally there to kill something if the experiments have gone wrong. They just pull the acid on there and it just, oof, awful stuff. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to this self-destruct then. Yeah, they can kind of decide how to kill a creature. And then room 5, reward, revelation, plot twist. If not received already, players get World Heart. I mean, they would get it before wherever they fight the creature. And level up. Bob's body also found. Potentially alive, but frozen. Maybe that should be a check. Maybe the players decide whether he's alive or not. So like he's like frozen on the ground with like a spell to keep him there and safe. And the players could potentially bring him back if they roll a high enough medicine check. Or he just stays dead. Either. Yeah, medicine or arcana. I feel like it'd be more terrifying if the Slard were the one responsible for the malfunction of the... Yeah. So the self-destructs will be like... The console will have a big claw mark in it. So the Slard's smart enough to know. The sensor in the lab could open after the lever is pulled in a hexagon and reveal a green gem of some kind. They would have to kill it with 5 rounds, taking either 1d6 or 1d8 damage each turn. Yeah. Yeah, like it scraped the panel to shreds and they have to fix it. Yeah. Oh my god, is that it? Is that a 5? So, what does it say for there? Here's your opportunity to change the players, bragging to we came, we saw, we slipped on a banana peel. Room 5 doesn't always represent a complication or a point of failure for the PCs, but it can. Room 5 doesn't always need to be a physical location either. It can be a twist revealed in Room 4. Room 5 is where your creativity can shine, and is often what will make the dungeon different and memorable from the other crawls in your campaigns. In addition, if you haven't supplied the reward yet for conquering the dungeon, here's a good place to put it. Yep. As accounting tasks take over from recent filling combat tasks, this would also be a good time to make a campaign or world revelation or plot twist. Perhaps the location of the next 5-room dungeon is uncovered along with sufficient motivation. Maybe they did. Yeah, okay. Also, they can get a submarine out of there to the next location. And then like we end there. This 5-room dungeon is nice. It is obviously the most railroady thing I've ever seen in my life. I do wonder what is the best way to make it not as railroady. But I think by its very nature, it just is. It's on tracks. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a thing. Could have some sort of weapon or something that is given to the players with like resources that can be brought back for the Artificer as like a reward. Maybe. Could it be he had a scroll of resurrection and it takes 2 people to activate, like a nuke launch? He passed away and needed someone else. Players have a choice. Revive him or keep a high level scroll. Yeah. That's good. I don't like the idea of them having such a high level scroll at this point if they walk away from it. Actually, I think you're right. I think you are right. I think Resurrection Scroll in one of the rooms. But I don't know, because I'm messing with scrolls then, because Resurrection Scroll doesn't... They could use it on any corpse, I guess. Hey, cool cylinder. Hello there. Can you have Bob attached to an emergency facility operation unit, a pod that connects the person's brain, so they manage the facility with the facility to keep the body alive? If they fail a medicine check, they sever his spinal cord or something. Yeah. Of course I have 2 lightsabers. Thank you for the follow, VitchPad. What's up, Unisky? Hey again, the stream timing is great. I can co-prepare with you for my first D&D game as a DM tomorrow. Good luck on your prepping. Thank you. Good luck to you too. Grusha Art, thank you for the resubscription for 6 months. That's huge. Hello there. All the Obi-Wans coming in at once. Alright, so I mean, how long have I been live for at this point? That's the 1 hour 9 minutes. We've been chatting, and I've prepped a whole place. I do wonder if this is going to be a short session now, with only 5 rooms. I like the idea of putting in like an optional room that if the players are like rushing through it, I can just throw that in there, kind of thing. Here's Red Leon James. About your luggage, yeah, I asked if you're going for a rinse rind situation. One of my cats is meowing over there. The nature of a dungeon is to be on rails. It's literally a tunnel with chambers along its length. If convoluted, it's convoluted, so I wouldn't worry about that as much in this case. It's a session, not a campaign. Fair. I just don't like... I don't like DMing a game where I'm just like, okay, now you go into the next room. This is it. What do you do? Okay, now you go into the next room. This is it. What do you do? I think I also am going to put in some vents that lead from like room 1 to room 4 or something that they can take. So it moves it around slightly. Don't pet me, I bite. You can show a pod where the slard escapes, broken glass, dried blood, and things like that. Yes, that's very good, actually. How's prepping gone? Had to leave for a little while. It's gone well. Like, the 5-room dungeon situation is genuinely pretty good for just being like, hey, here's an opening room. Here is a room with a puzzle. Here is a room with combat. Here is the final room. Very basic. Very easy to get your head around, and I don't hate it as like a prepping thing, for sure. Really, the issue really is just the railroading nature. Like, if you were someone who only prepped using 5-room dungeons, I would hope that you were a DM who was like very open to your players messing around in those dungeons and improvising into different directions. My friend is just running a Discworld campaign, if you know what that is. Yes, is that... Because they have a TTRPG on Kickstarter. Is it that, or is it just like a D&D game in the Discworld world? Good to hear. How is the alien going to hunt the players? The alien is mostly going to be in the vents the whole time, just making loud footsteps and hearing breathing around the place. Until room 4 or room 5. I want my players to want to try and coax it out. I almost want my players to turn around and be the hunters. You know, I want them to be like, okay, we hunt it now. Which I really like. And in fact, because of that, information we can make them go back as well. So information in, say, room 4 in the office. In office paperwork, the Slard really likes certain kinds of meat. The meat was seen in a refrigerator back in the barracks. So they could use that meat to like coax it out maybe as well, but they have to go back to the barracks for that. So like, yeah, I guess the way I would get around the railroady nature of this is to have almost like a Metroidvania type vibe, which is where people see things the first run through and don't think much of it. Then in the second run through, they're like, we can go back and grab that. We can go back and do that and use that and use that. Bro, they're going to find a meat, but it's going to have gone bad. It's magic. It's a magic refrigerator. It's fine. I think it's a D&D game in Discworld. I bet that's a fun game. Maybe the alien can cause hazard like that rigged acid tank. Maybe it caused it to fall. Yes. Yeah. I like the idea that the creature should be going around. Oh, someone's at my door. Be right back. Oh man, okay. I had to literally just. It was a cold call, and I was just like, "I'm so sorry. I can't. I appreciate what you're doing, and I hope you have a good day. But I'm in a meeting. We're in a meeting, guys. This is a meeting." Fundamentally, pretty much closed the door in his face because he kept trying to like be like, "Well, what's the issue?" I've tried like up salesman me, and I was like, "I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this." I've had one of those jobs. I've literally, like, when I first moved to Canada a long time ago, because I'm in Canada now and I've been in Canada for 10 years, since I was like 27. But I actually came to Canada when I was 20 for 10 months. And during that time, I was trying to get a job. And one of those jobs was working for a charity and standing on a street corner and like flagging people down. And honestly, the way that they train you to do that is so manipulative. They're like, you need to make eye contact as they walk up. You need to compliment them on maybe an item of clothing they're wearing. You need to like step in front of them a little bit so they feel they can't walk past you. And then you need to like guilt them. You need to make them feel guilty. And I remember it was so awful. And then it was, what's the word? It was like your pay was based on how many signatures you got. So if you got more signatures, you would get paid more. And if you didn't get enough signatures, they'd fire you. So there was a real stress on the people doing it that felt like they had to do this. And it really took the wind out of my sails for working for a charity. Anyway. Illuminations is all fresh food and ice cream until the ice level reaches through your lunchbox. I always tell people I've just been declared bankrupt, so everything is due to be closed and liquidated. They don't want anything to do with you after that. Yeah, I used to, and I still do this now if I'm walking down the street and I really don't want to. Actually, that's a lie. I've got very good at just being honest to me. Like, I don't have time. Like, I genuinely don't have time. I gotta go. And they try and be like, I've gotta go. I gotta go. What I used to do when I was a little bit more of a chicken is I would just, in the heaviest accent I have, just be like, I'm sorry, I don't live in this country. And they stop straight away. Because they can't do anything then. They can't get you to sign up. You need to be Canadian or you need to be in whatever country they're in. The second they think you're just a tourist, they stop. So, hack there. Doesn't work when they come to your front door though, because you live here. Just start crying. How uncharitable. Yeah, if I had money right now, I would give. I've always like tried to like give a percentage of my wages to charity. But yeah, I genuinely think the stuff around those kind of charities that are cold calling and really going out of their way to drum up money. I respect everything they're doing and the people they're helping, but there's such a dark side to them where like there are people who are getting paid in that company. You know, they're getting money. There's profit there. The more money they make through charity, the more money the company makes. Even though a lot of the money is going to charity and a lot of the money is going to drumming up more money. But yeah, there's a dark side to it I just don't like. So what do we think of the new music in general? Too much? Too electric stringy? You dig the music? Nice. Good. I'm on a hunt for more tracks. Oh, this tote bag? Still got the label on it. That is from the D&D Immersive Experience here in Toronto, and I didn't want it. I wanted to buy my DM screen. They had a really cool DM screen there, and I just wanted to buy the DM screen, It was raining outside, and I was like, do you have any plastic bags? And they were like, no, but you can buy a bag. So I had to buy the tote bag to carry the damn thing out without it getting ruined in the rain. But I do like it. I think it's cool. It's like a nice display piece, but I don't think I'm ever going to use it as a tote bag. But yeah, it's like an official D&D merch. Silly poo. Alright. Real quick, just as a break from prepping, we got a Dundle. Okay. Can someone give me a 5-letter word that is based on D&D? Either a spell or something like that. Sword? Spell? We don't want to use double. We don't use spell because it's got 2 L's in there, so it'd be a waste. You should use to patch up a denim coat. Very good. Mimic is good, but 2 M's as well. Let's do sword. Let's do sword. Okay, we got O is in there. There is an O. What's? It's not. I don't think it'll be eons. No, it wouldn't be eons. The O is not in the 3rd letter. Ogus. Ogus is just a good one to throw out there because I think it's interesting. Okay, there's an O and there's an E. Eons is your go-to word. Oh, because it uses a bunch of vowels. Okay, an O and an E. Orcus. Well, we know the O's not there. We know O isn't at the start. And we know O's not the 3rd letter either. So let's think about this for a second. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff in D&D. An O and an E. Shall we just throw Aeons in there just to get like... Or is that a waste at this point? All it would be telling us if there's an N in there or an E in there. Okay. Someone give me a word that like uses it. It doesn't even have to be D&D one. Just something that is like a bunch of letters that we can throw in there. Ian's starter is a waste now. Okay. So, and also it has plurals as well. You mean sword is bad? You mean sword is bad? It's fine. It got us an O. Geode. Quiet. Arrow. Okay, now arrow... Yeah, actually I think arrow's pretty good because it'll tell us where the O is. Okay, I think the second letter's O. And there's no A in there either. Sword is bad. Arrow is bad. Cool Cylinder, you've done a lot of it's bad out there, but I'm not seeing a bunch of useful things. Oh, actually, you did say spell earlier. But we know it's not spell. Mode. It's going to be 5 letters. Eagers? This letter's an O. This second letter's an O. Forge? We're not gonna get it. Oh, okay. That's pretty big, actually. That's pretty big. Forge is very good. Ooh. M-O... I was like, module? Horde? No, okay, last chance, guys. Oh no, R&D, never mind. Oh, unit... I'm bad at this. I'm really bad at this. My mind is blank, guys. There's too many words in the English language. So... I know, Mad. Catch you later. Bow? Bolt. Third letter, an L, maybe? Yeah. How do you spell volley as like an arrow, volley of arrows? Is it like that? It's not volley though. It's not D&D enough. The last one was a spell. Yeah, it's not right. Okay. Oh, we might just have to give up. We might just have to give up and just take the L and find out what the word is. Voice? I don't think voice is D&D enough. Oh yeah, we never tried an I. We never tried an I. Oh, there's a hint. Wise old Xanathar says, use thaumaturgy to make your something boom. Voice. You're right. You're freaking right. I just said it's not voice. That's not D&D enough. Okay, the hint kind of makes it too easy. Kind of makes it too easy. But congratulations, guys. So congratulations, Hero, for tricking out voice earlier, and for me to be like, don't be stupid, Hero. Don't be a fool. And look who the fool is now. It's little old me. Good stuff, guys. Very, very successful. Also, if you're watching me over on YouTube, please like the stream. Never doubt you again. Do you think that alone, Hero, means that I always have to trust you no matter what? Do you think that's the win? Off to my own TTRPG game I run. Okay, Chase, have a good game. I wonder if the hint changes based on the number of chances you have left. I bet it doesn't. I bet it doesn't. We'll have to wait till next week to find out. We'll do it again next week. What does the alien look like? It's a Slard. It's one of these. Sorry, my internet's been slow. So, hold on. It's this bro. It's this dude. With his claws. What's up, Blaze? How's it going? You not missed much. We prepped. We did the 5-room dungeon tactic and prepped it up. This is what Slard looks like. And then this is the tadpole. This is what comes out of people's chests. Mm-hmm. You're a good streamer. You don't scream and overstimulate me. Silly Poo, I am trying very hard to keep my voice down. Because I noticed I edited my last stream into a video and I had my headphones on. I was yelling. You guys didn't tell me that I was yelling so loud. I get excitable and I yell. And I was like peaking and I was just like, I hate listening to myself and I'm yelling so hard. And I'm like, if this is what I'm like streaming, what am I like to play video games with? I must be screaming. But I'm working on it. I'm actively working on it. What did my players do? They, if you mean like Submarine or abandoned mine, they chose submarine. Surprisingly, I think no one expected them to go the other way, so they chose submarine. So they're currently at the bottom of a underwater laboratory, trying to get out. And he starts. So what actually happened in that session is they sped through the first part. So I like shortened what was happening, and then they slowed right down. They stopped at like they were in a room in a submarine, and they spent ages in there. They were enjoying themselves, I think, but they were like too scared to go out and deal with the Slard. So the session like had to finish, and I was like, how do I get another session out of this? So I had the submarine dock with an underwater laboratory. Don't worry about it. I came up with a good reason why it happened. And now they're in this underwater laboratory. They experimented on a Slard, and we get another session. So, yeah. Any traps or loot? You mean in this 5-room dungeon? Oh, you mean there's 2 Slards, Leon? You're now even stronger opinion, not just Slard build expensive. Technically, they've seen the silhouette of it, and I like playing with the silhouette. So maybe in some rooms there's like glass windows that are really foggy and steamed up, and they see the shadow of it and stuff like that. Yeah, my problem is that the red Slard is CR5. So, I mean, technically, yeah, it's CR5, and they're level 5. So I think if I do 2 Slards, it's going to be way too much. What I might do is have them mess around with some more Slard tadpoles. Because the tadpoles are just little guys. Yeah, they're level 5, yeah. It looks goofy. Well, my Slard doesn't. My Slard does not look goofy. My Slard is more like this with arms and legs, which saying that also looks goofy, but you know. Does CR correlate to the player's level? Well, Billy, in theory, it's supposed to, but obviously, player parties come in different shapes and sizes, so I think on average, an average CR5 is good for an average 4-person party. But obviously, I've got 5 people in my party, so that completely breaks that. Some people play with only 3 people, that completely breaks it. And then, depending on what items your players have, can break it as well. But yeah, it's supposed to roughly correlate. Yeah, I might do that, Leon. I might throw in a second half Slard if they're getting through it fast. I don't think I will though. I think this will be I think this is a tight, well-timed session. Oh my god, Hero, you're a monster. Creating that monster. Just TPK them. They know what they did. If I ever wanted to be in a position where I could TPK my players, being in an under the ocean, submersed, ancient, magical laboratory would be the place to do it. I could just have water just come in and drown them. There's nowhere to go. They can't escape that. But no, the goal is not to TPK. The goal is to have a good time all round. Guys, I am looking forward to playing Daggerheart. I really am. I can't wait. I saw that character sheet. Where are they? Charactersheet.com, I guess is their name. Did a post asking about what system should Critical Role Campaign 4 use? And then I did a post copying them, like the good content creator I am, and did the exact same thing. And here is the results. This is their post. What system should Critical Role Campaign 4 use? 57% said Daggerheart. Their audience is like into it, seemingly. And we both have like 50, 60k subscribers. So we have like the similar size audience. They got 57% with 11k votes. Really good, by the way. I guess they do good with votes. 7.2k votes for Should Critical Role Campaign 4 take place on a new world? Yeah. And then I did the same thing. I'm only at 4.6k votes so far, so not as much. But the answer is wildly different. Admittedly, I've got either way I'm happy, and I don't watch Critical Role in here as well, which could be eating up votes. But it feels like my audience wants them to keep playing Dungeons and Dragons, and Couch Sheet's audience wants them to play Daggerheart. So I'm really wondering where people lie on this. Is it pre-order still? It is. It comes out on the 20th. So I pre-ordered it. I'm expecting it. I mean, maybe before the 20th. I'm going to have a big review. I'm going to play around with it. I'm going to have a big review, hopefully before, not long after it comes out. Selection bias at play. Well, yeah. Yeah, the algorithm is going out to different people, really. They got 146 comments on theirs. I only got 40. Terrible. As long as the story is good and it follows a coherent narration rhythm. I'd love to see them use 2024, just see it in use by a strong established group. Dude, D&D 2024 is going to play exactly the same as D&D 2014 on actual plays. It's going to barely change anything. Can I drop a link to see it for pre-order? I think you just Google Google Daggerheart pre-order. The reason you see more D&D is because your audience is biased towards D&D. Yeah, but why are charactersheet.com more biased towards Daggerheart is the question. Oh, maybe it's not there anymore, Cloud. Yeah, there's the bigger question of like what, as someone like, I put that post up saying like, should they use Daggerheart? Would you rather they use Daggerheart? Would you rather they use D&D? And someone was like, there's a comment that just says, as if anyone cares, grow up. And I was like, whoa. People care. Like, it's a show that people like to watch and they care about like the direction of it. But I see that sentimentality a lot where it's just like not as aggressive, but they're just like, doesn't matter. As long as they tell a good story, let them do what they want. But it's interesting for people who are interested in like the industry and the space to just be like, they're gonna create a new TTRPG. What are they gonna do with it? Are they gonna play the game themselves, or stick to what gets views? I personally think they're probably gonna experiment a little bit more, right? They're going to go where the views are over anything else, which is the smart thing to do. But I think we're going to see a lot of Daggerheart content on their channel, a lot. And then they're going to do a lot of D&D content, and they're probably going to test, A/B test it and see which does better in general. Thinky brain giving up. I could have a look. Hold on. Let me have a look. Daggerheart 3. But cloud cover. If I find it straight away, you're going to be in trouble. You telling me? Daggerheart pre-order. Pre-order Daggerheart RPG. Cloud, go to your room. Pre-order Daggerheart now. Pre-order now. Oh, I'm mad at you, Cloud. I'm angry. I'm angry at you. I'm still waiting through CR backlog, and I'd love to see them play World of Darkness series. Yeah. You just looked up Daggerheart without the pre-order. Well, now we know. We live and we learn. But yeah, it's there. But it should also be available at like local game stores and stuff as well, not too long after. I think the reason the other vote is more Daggerheart leaning is because the people who watch Critical Role know D&D and what C and their track record as opposed to the audience you have. Most of your content is tailored to... That is true. Character sheet on comicbook.com, for better or for worse, and I'm not saying it like what's good and what's bad, they do a lot of like rage baity, D&D did it again, WotC did what, oh my god, that awful. So yeah, maybe that audience in general are just anti D&D. Yeah, maybe they're just anti D&D. Maybe I should move into this content now. Maybe I should move into this a bit more. Unhinged Insanity. Critical Role Live divides the fans. Daggerheart's new ranger revealed. Dungeons and Dragons brings back Ravenloft again. Will they get it right this time? Okay, yeah, now it makes sense. No, it makes sense. Critical Role shows D&D how it's done. Yeah, this is... They don't like D&D. Mighty Nein series delayed. I'm actually generally I might go into this world. Critical Role's major Daggerheart blunder. Wizards of the Coast rejected the next Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah. Very sensational. Very sensational. Good channel though. I like it. It's just yeah, very sensational. I hate the rage bait thumbnails. I tend to avoid channels that do it egregiously if I can. Yeah, there's certain channels out there who, I've said this before, and as a content creator, it's kind of scary how easy it is to fall down that path, because you make one of those news-based things and it gets 100k views and you made it in a day. So then you just want to keep doing that rather than spending a week or 2 weeks making a video and it getting like barely any views. It's a very tough, competitive scene. I don't mean competitive like creators against each other. I mean just competing with the algorithm against the algorithm. So I get it. I'm not gonna I don't want to shun anyone for it, but there are channels out there that are just like, it's at the point where I'm just like, they're really good creators. If they spent time making like content that lifts people up rather than drags people down, imagine what you could do with your channel, you know? Imagine what you could do. Becomes a cycle. Ragebait views, seeks more views. Post on Ragebait, no views, back to Ragebait. I think it also destroys your algorithm reach as well on YouTube. Because there are people out there who love Ragebait, who will watch it all the way through till the end. And there are people who hate it. And then when you go back to making content that's not Ragebait, like your normal content, YouTube will just push it towards people who like Ragebait, and they won't click on it. And the people who did like your old content is no longer being served the content because you did Ragebait and they didn't click on that, if that makes sense. It's like dividing, which is something I'm trying to sort out on my channel right now. My channel is, to a lesser extent, I think, but like every video I make is pretty different from the last. Some of my videos are talking head videos about something, some of them are news-based, and others are taking streams like this and turning it into a video. Some are sensationalism, like my last one was like looking at like famous YouTubers playing D&D, and I'm like, if I just did one of these over and over again, I think my channel would do better. So I kind of need to choose a lane, I think. Kind of need to choose a lane. I think there's even a difference between my videos where I'm just kind of chatting. I think this video is going to be like that. When I turn, because I'll turn this stream into a video where it's kind of laid back and not heavily edited. But then on other videos, I really put a lot of effort into the editing, and I think that attracts two kinds of people as well. So yeah, I just don't think YouTube knows what to do with my videos. Oh well, I'm gonna try and be consistent, I think, in the future. Choosing lanes becomes so restricting. I moved away from it. I want to cover nerd culture, not just D&D. Yeah. It does, yeah, it's frustrating. My situation is, I like doing this. I like streaming and turning the stream into a video. But I don't think my overall audience likes it. So I either have to wait until a new audience comes in and I lose my old audience, which sounds awful, but if that's what has to happen, or I need to kind of stop doing these kind of videos. But we'll see. Wouldn't want to pick a lane and get burnt out on it. Yeah. Smallant does a similar method of videos, streams, and then makes long-form videos and takes snippets to add them from the VODs. Yeah, Silence. I kind of had a eureka moment where I was just like, you probably tell from my latest videos that I'm being inspired a lot by like Ludwig and Doug. As well as trying to put my own twist on it. And in my thumbnails, I'm like looking at like people who get millions of views. And I've come to the conclusion that the majority of these creators, their audience is 14 years old. And I think that's the same with Smallant. Like, I think that they have an adult audience, and they probably make content for that adult audience. But the reality is, because they're gaming and doing all that kind of stuff, they also attract a lot of 14-year-olds. And 14-year-olds blow up videos. And I just don't think I have... My audience skews a lot older. In fact, I can tell you the average age of someone who watches my videos. Let's have a look. All right, Hero, have a good one. Exclamation mark Discord. That may only work on Twitch. Yeah, my audience statistics look like this. I'm not showing you them, but I'll tell you. 1.6%, sorry, 1.6% of my audience is 13 to 17 years old. And I feel like the content I've been making recently has been pushing closer to that demographic, and it's my least watched. 18 to 24 years old, I have 17.6% of my audience. Then 42.7% of my audience is 25 to 34 years old. 23.5% is 35 to 44. So actually, 65% of my audience is between 25 and 45 years old. Rather insanely, I think, I have 10% of my audience are 45 to 54 years old, which isn't insane. I like that, but it's just, when you think of YouTube and gaming and like the content I'm making, I need to like shift my content to tailor to them a bit more. And then 3.3% of my audience is 55 to 64 years old. I have more people who watch my channel who are between 55 and 64 than I do who are between 13 and 17. Which is crazy. I skew older. For sure. Easier way of finding out. Who knows what who knows what a floppy disk is? Yeah, Discord links in the description on YouTube. Thank you, lady. Wow, that is some weird distribution. Also, 12% of my viewers are female, and 86% are male. So, male dominant for sure. But still, you know, there's some women around. Hey, saw you online, figured I'd drop by and lurk while working on prep stuff. Have a wonderful stream. Thank you, Game Master Eric. What percentage are over 55? 3.3%. 3.3. Who knows what an 8-track is? Who knows what vinyl is? 2.5% of yours is 55 plus. Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe it's not that crazy. It's just, yeah. 44.4% at 25 to 24, 35 to 55, 18.9. Yeah. Repping the girls. Woo. Yeah, my wife usually gets pretty jealous because occasionally, very rarely, but I get a very similar comment in my videos, which is, wow, I love your accent, or, wow, really good advice. Also, you're easy looking, what is it? You're not bad on the eyes either, or something to that degree. And it's always from men. But my wife always seems to find those comments. So you're zeroes in on them. As if some random commenter is going to come and just ruin our marriage. Vinyl is chic with the kids these days, so it doesn't count. 8-track on the other hand. Yeah. I'm too old. I'm too young for vinyl. I'm too young for vinyl. I grew up with cassette tapes. And I was technically more of a CD guy. I had a portable CD player as a teenager, and it was this big. It was a chonkus. Honestly, yeah, for real, you're not bad. I'm not bad looking. Like, if you took the dent out, I'd be good. The beard is great. Yeah, the beard won't stick around now. It comes and goes. We knew it. How old am I? How old do you think I am? Don't answer that. I don't want to know. I don't want to... people are going to say 50. I don't want a 50 in there. I'm going grey. Slowly but surely. But no, I am 36 years old. I was born in the 80s, technically, just. So. What's up, Book Queen? Are we complimenting his looks? People seem to be complimenting my looks. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm 36. Cool Cylinder immediately unsubscribes and leaves the stream. Yeah, I'm 36 years old. So hard. I'm gonna okay, calm down, guys. Calm down. Born in 1936. No, I'm not 80 years old. I was born in the 80s. Look, guys. I was born in 1989. I grew up. I'm a 90s kid, really. You know, I had Teletubbies. I had, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I had Street Sharks. It's a very specific, weird time. Cartoons. You look younger than that. I'm 33, 34 in June. And I wouldn't even have thought you were older than me. Maybe a little younger. Do you think, now you know I'm older, nerd, do you think you have more respect for me? Is that how that works? I act quite young. That's one of my downfalls. And don't worry, I think one day it's just going to happen. Maybe when I hit 40, I'm just going to look 60. In one foul swoop, it's going to come and slam into me like no one's business. Because I don't really eat that healthy and I don't really exercise, so I think the downhill spiral happens fast. Oh my god, Street Sharks. Lady, how old are you? 99 here, represent. You're 99 years old, I think? You're like 10 years younger than my parents. Oh my God, I thought you were in your 20s. Okay, cool. Look. Chill, Cool Cylinder. Always have respect. Have I been to Vienna? No, I have not been to Vienna. Needs to make a Street Shark species. No, that's genius. That is genius. Don't ask him how old he is. 17. He's 17 years old. Cool Cylinder can't even drink legally yet. Just like Boom, you're 60. I think so. I think that's how it happens. My hair will go grey. My crow's feet will just like, and I will look like an old man. You thought I was 16, not gonna lie, Bonus. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you thought I was 16 years old. I'm old enough to be your father, if that makes you feel better. Keld, honestly, it does a little bit. It does a little bit. Can't drink legally yet. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. He's a youngling. He's a youngling. He would not survive Order 66. I don't look younger than a 17-year-old. I don't believe that for 3 seconds. You thought I was 17, but I looked old for my age. I look related to a senior in your high school. No matter what age, we will all call you Daddy Phil. Don't worry. I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't like that. Papa Phil. How about that? Leon, I look like you. You're a good-looking guy, my friend. How many people in here can't drink legally? What is going on? You guessed I was 38, if that helps. I mean, it does pull the pendulum over to the other side a little bit, and that does hurt a little bit. But it's fair. That is closer to my age. Leon, it's your birthday in an hour and 23 minutes? Sorry, an hour and 15 minutes? Also, no one repeat my age to anyone. I like when new people come in, let them just think I'm younger. So this stays between us. I think being younger means you do better on YouTube. So let's be younger. Let's be younger. I was 27 when I went to Canada, yeah. That was 9 years ago. So what flavor Pop-Tart? We've been through this. Chocolate is the best flavored Pop-Tart. Oh my God, well, happy birthday in 1 hour and 15 minutes. We'll let them know that you're 15. That's too far the other way. It's too far the other way. Just chuck me in at 29. Could I do 29? Can you slot me in at 29, please? Props to the skincare routine, yeah. Doing it day and night. I'm putting oils on my face. It's maintenance. It takes me 20 minutes to go to bed now. It used to take me 20 seconds. Now it takes me 20 minutes. No, Doodle Dave. Can we ban Doodle Dave, please? No, don't ban him. Do not ban him. I'm joking. Do 27. 29 is too obvious? What does that mean? Yeah, people can't say my real age. Yeah, time out for 1 second. But do that 600 times. My son is a ginger too. I don't know what that means. Who's ginger? I've noticed gingers tend to look young for their age, especially when they shave. You mean because I'm strawberry blonde, right? Redhead. Auburn. I prefer electric copper, you know? The law does say strawberry blonde. Your mum told you she was 39 for many years. There is a weird thing as an adult, especially when I moved to a new country and didn't know anyone here. I can just choose my age. I didn't, but I could have just changed, you know, what I tell people and just stuck with it. It's an interesting thing. I wonder how many people actually do that in our lives. The American chocolate Pop-Tarts cannot legally be sold in the UK EU. They have to change the recipe heavily to be sold here. I think I really like the UK chocolate Pop-Tarts then. That's what I think of. I think of like being a child not that long ago and loving chocolate Pop-Tarts. Imagine how much rubbish is in there. Yeah, I watched a YouTube video which was the US versus UK fast food stuff. And I didn't realize that in the UK, because the laws put in place, McDonald's fries have 2 ingredients. It's like potatoes and something else. Yet in the States, the fries have like 49 ingredients that are just illegal in the UK, and it's wild. But apparently the fries in America taste better. And here, for that matter. Phil's age is classified, but let's just say he looks like he still gets carded by health. Leon, you're on fire, dude. I love it. You're just amazed you made it with 60, so you just go with it. Yeah, just going with the flow. But the OG Pop-Tart is much better. What's the OG Pop-Tart? What's the original flavor of Pop-Tart? What about Pringles? What's the consensus on the best flavor of Pringles? It better be salt and vinegar. Just salt. I like my Pringles like I like my D&D, salty. Oh, original brand Pop-Tarts. So I get you. I get you. The US only needs 20% cocoa to call something chocolate, whereas UK it's 40%. Food Theory did a good video emphasizing it. Oh, it's called Pop-Up instead of Pop-Tart. Yes, I love the commands you guys are throwing in. Love them. Alright, the question is, am I ready to run this game of D&D in 2 hours? We have 5 rooms. We've talked about it enough to know what's going on. I have the Slard stat block ready to go. Really what I need to do is build some rooms out of my Warlock tiles and get them on a table. Unfortunately, I really like the idea of like building 5 rooms and just have them all over the table. But I found people like to have their dice and laptops and everything on the table. So we don't really have a big enough table for it. Do I get anxious before sessions? No, I think I used to and occasionally still will. But I'm an anxious person. But like I get more anxious before streaming. So it's kind of like I'm slowly, the more that I play D&D and the more I stream and make YouTube videos, kind of the more used to I get to that level of like building up to something. So it's not as bad now. I love how your prep is so simple. I'm an over prepper. Can't wait to reach being simple and stop overthinking. Well, it depends on the prep session for me. Sometimes I go over the top. Sometimes I just do not want to do it. I got an idea for the room thing. So they could walk through one door into another room, and then they could walk back into the old room, and the room changes. Oh, Harry Potter style. The cube just moving around. I like that. I might use that in the future for a different dungeon. I think for this one, I'd have to put in like a whole reasoning why it would be changing, but I might steal that for a future moving 5-room dungeon. That's a really good idea, actually. A 5-room dungeon, but the rooms move around. One addition I would add, an oceanic weapon. It's a +1 weapon that lets you cast water breathing and gives the players a swim speed. Silence, would you think that might be a trident? Perhaps? Potentially? A Poseidon? Oh, guess what? My friend who is a blacksmith made you 5 throwing knives? Have you tried throwing them yet? Dude, I would be outside in a park just throwing knives at trees until I got arrested. That sounds awesome. I've been axe throwing, and I thought I would be better at that than I was. But I think I would be good at knife throwing. Every girl needs a good set of throwing knives. You do archery already? Amazing. It's a 0 day. How's it going? Welcome in. You are the type of guy to be arrested for knife throwing in parking lots. Whoa, hang on. This is a new rumor that's starting, and I don't go to parking lots and throw knives, okay? I would go to a park, just a park with trees, and there'll be no one around. It's not a weird thing, okay? An empty park, and I would throw the knives at trees for practice. Not parking lots. Oh, if you're on Twitch as well, can you do !roll? I want to see how lucky you guys are today. I want to see if anyone can roll a nat 20. Leon got in there first with a 13. By the way, I tried to go in and turn down the cooldown. It's 5 seconds right now. It wouldn't let me turn it down. A 12 cool cylinder? Oof. Yeah, it takes 5 seconds before you can do it again after someone else has done it. Just so you know. It's not that it hates you. I don't go to parking garages. I don't throw knives at... Look. I should have said backyard, Queen. You're right. Parking lots is a lot of fun. I just imagine me throwing him at cars. And then when people come out of like the supermarket and see me throwing knives at their cars, I just run. Your name's also Leon. It's confusing. Yes, I'm sorry. I should say Red Leon and Leon. 0 day of 4. Oof, you guys, not good. You're not good at D&D, I think. Oh, which is that from? I think I've got that book, Silence. Actually, I might check that out. Is it Tal'Dorei Reborn, or is it the Wildemount one? I don't like throwing anywhere where the knives can be damaged, like on concrete. It's the knives that you're worried about damaging. I see. Oh, Unisky, 16. Love it. You're both called Leon. Hold on. Guys, there can only be one Leon, so one of you is going to have to go to YouTube. You can't both be on Twitch. That's the rules. Unfortunately, only one of you has the power to ban the other one, so I think I know who's going to win. That's Joe, by the way. Do not ban him. Both Leons are welcome here. There can be 2 Leons. Yeah, throwing knives at the children damages the knives. Well, yeah, it's not going to sharpen them, is it? It's going to make it worse. What about if I call one Leon and the other Leon? Yeah, red Leon and Leon. There can only be one. There can only be one. Okay, I think we have a roll-off. I think Leon J rolls, do an exclamation mark roll, and I think Leon James tries to beat it. And then whoever, I guess Leon J bans himself if he fails. I'm playing Fortnite. Okay. Well, let us know when you're done with that game, and we'll do the rollers. Well, what character are you playing on Fortnite? You know, what skin do you have? It's an accent mark, not an apostrophe. Is it Leon? Leon? What does the mark mean? Oh, you got a 10. Leon, can you please roll for me? Oh, no way! No way! You both got 10. You can both stay. Actually, I think you both get banned. No, you both stay. That's phenomenal. Yeah, you both stay. You both stay. You both stay. Cool Cylinder, finger off the ban button. I'm more laughing at the fact that no one ever rolls high with that thing. Let me try it. Oh, actually, where's my Twitch? You got 2 red Leon. Yeah, you think both Leons are the same Leon, Silence? Possible. It's possible. Zero Day got a 16, which is pretty good for this. 11. Higher than a 10, I gotta say. I'd pass some checks, you know. Leon failed at doing the exclamation mark roll. He's got one hand on the controller playing Fortnite right now, and the other hand just typing exclamation mark roll. 11 to 12. I think this favors the middle of the dice. I think there's something wrong with this. Cool Cylinder got a 19. He passed. Have a good one, Buck Queen. That was my roll? No, it wasn't. No, I can see it. It says Cool Cylinder rolled a 19. Technically a crit. No, technically not a crit. Right, it would have to be a 20 to be a crit. Depending on the games we're playing. I think you're a lost cause, Red Leon. I'm sorry. Yeah, 10. Oof. Oof. Yeah, I've not looked too much into that new D&D Artificer. I like Artificers, though. What's the consensus? Is it good? Or is it nah? Yeah, well, I've just not looked at it. I've had my head under a rock. Like, is the artificer artificing? Boat. Leon. 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 Probably butchering that, I apologize. Leon. Right. Yes. Leon. 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 Leon the boat. Leon the boat. Got it. My ex-GF was named Leanne, and it was pronounced the same way. Leon? Only your family says it right. I'm gonna butcher it in the future as well. I apologize. Yeah, we don't bring X's into the shot. All right. Are we done? I think we're done. I think we're done. I think I'm going to go and tidy. I'm going to do that part of the D&D prep that no one talks about, which is tidying the house so that our wives don't get mad with us when they get in and have to tidy the whole house themselves. And I just want to use the excuse, I've been prepping D&D, but I've not. I've been sat here chatting with you guys about the pronunciation of Leon. There's no dog. The worst thing about that is the dog part. Leon, I'm not throwing knives around dogs. I'm not doing that. Did you flavor the rooms as well? Or just mechanics? Mostly just mechanics. I'm going to do that now, or I'll improvise that in general. Helping a wife is always a good thing. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, I need to go pick up all my knives. I need to go pull out all the knives from the dogs I hit. You're a terrible human being, Leon. There's no children. Right, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. I'm gonna end the stream before. No, don't clip anything. No. There's no. I don't even have throwing knives. The person who had this has left. This is terrible. Okay, bye now. Have a good one, guys. Have a good weekend. Have some good D&D games.